Hey everybody, it's Roger from Roger's Reviews, and it's been about 3 weeks to a month since I've been driving the Model Y, and the more I drive it, the more I enjoy it. It's just, I've rented Teslas in the past, but once you are able to spend your time and really get to know the vehicle, it makes all the difference in the world. And I've been driving a Nissan Leaf for almost 5 years, and I really enjoy EVs. They're once you go from a gas vehicle to an EV, the simplicity and the lack of maintenance that you have to, the things you don't have to do to an electric vehicle is just, it's so nice. Not to check the oil, not to have to worry about oil pressure, worry about transmission fluid, worry about radiator fluid. It makes you enjoy the ride, because normally when I'm driving a gas vehicle, especially one of mine, because they're usually older, I'm always afraid, it'll lose oil pressure, it'll get hot and overheat. So I've had vehicles in the past, the motors would go bad. I just had a motor go bad into my bucket truck. It's just neglect. People over the years don't take care of it, and they don't last as long. So I'm having to spend around $5,000 to put a motor in an old truck that is going to help me to continue to make income for years to come. But I would much rather have a bucket truck or a spider lift, skid steers, everything with electric motors. But to my knowledge, I don't even think they carry that type of equipment in the States. I know in Europe they use a lot of electrical devices and EV equipment, but we're just not at that stage yet. So hopefully in the future, if I'm still in the tree business, they'll have those options for me if I decide to continue. But back to the Tesla Model Y. This car is awesome. Even though it was the least expensive with the smallest battery pack and the least amount of range, it's still an awesome vehicle. It's 10 times better than anything else I have. I thought the Nissan Leaf was nice because I didn't have to buy fuel, I didn't have to do any maintenance to it. But the Nissan Leaf I had was used, so I ended up putting tires on it. I had to put a little battery in it, stuff like that. But with the new Teslas, it eliminated the 12-volt battery system. So the only thing I had to do with the Nissan was replace the 12-volt battery, and then I also had to replace the battery in the key fob. So with the Tesla, it just eliminated that. So you don't have a 12-volt battery system. You don't have a key fob. You use your phone, unless you buy a key fob, which we did. But if you just bought the regular Tesla, you just eliminated two of the major problems I had with my Leaf. So if you buy a brand new Tesla, you're not going to have any problems except for maybe an occasional flat tire or like a leaky valve stem or something, and maybe some windshield wiper blades, windshield washer fluid. As long as you don't get in an accident, and as long as you charge your vehicle properly, you just eliminated like 99% of all the problems you have with vehicles. So if you buy, even if you buy another type of EV, you're going to have 10 times less maintenance than you are your current ICE vehicle. If you buy a Tesla, you're even going to have less maintenance because they eliminated basically the battery problem and the key fob problem, because those are like the only two things that will keep you from driving your car, your electric vehicle, is the 12-volt battery or the battery in your your key fob, or if you lose your key fob. Whereas in the Tesla, you have a key card, so even if you lose your cell phone, as long as you have your little card that looks like the motel card, you can still get in your vehicle. They even have rings and different other things. Like, in order to not get in my car and not be able to use the Tesla, I'd have to basically run the battery completely dead and put it somewhere where I couldn't charge it. Or I'd have to lose my cell phone, lose my key card, lose my fob, which I bought extra, and then my mom would have to lose her cell phone, lose her key card, and lose her fob. So we have to lose like 6 different items or not charge the car in order not to be able to use it. So it's very highly unlikely that that your car will not be usable. The only other thing could happen would be you have a flat tire, which a lot of these have run flats, so you could actually probably drive it to get your tire replaced. Or you could have someone, basically, like I have a shop, so if worst case scenario, push come to shove, I could actually take the tire off and take it to a place to have the tire fixed. So other than that, unless there's like a major malfunction, which I don't foresee that, but you never know. So basically it's going to be very, very hard for you ever to be stranded. And I also have a Nissan Leaf, so worst case scenario, if one EV doesn't work, there's a pretty good chance the other EV will. So I even have a backup car. So I'll have like my mom has a Nissan Leaf and a Model Y Tesla, and I'll have a Tesla Cybertruck and a Nissan Leaf. So I have my little runabout for the city driving, and then I'll have my work truck and my long distance driving truck. So basically that's all I'll need. And then I'm going to get it, I'll probably have that little Saunders electric motorcycle, which goes 80 miles at 80 mile an hour. And I'll also probably upgrade with the extra battery pack, which will go another 60 miles. So I can go like 100 and, I don't know, 140 miles, 120 to 40 miles. So with those 3 vehicles, I should be able to reach my destination no matter what, as long as I charge them up. So anyway, I really love this Model Y. If Tesla did not have a truck like the Cybertruck, and all they had was basically the Model Y, Model 3, Model S, and Model X, this would be my vehicle. I would buy probably a standard range Model Y or a dual motor Model Y, because the difference in price for the performance, I don't really see you needing it unless you just have extra money you want to blow. There's not much difference in speed between the dual motor and the performance. And once you get the upgrade, like if you upgrade it to fast, whatever they charge you, it's not actually, when you're driving down the road and you hit it over 50 mile an hour, there's almost no difference at all. And actually the dual motor, I think, pulls ahead of the performance for some reason. I just watched a video on that. So anyway, this is Roger with Roger's Reviews. If you try an EV, I guarantee you will love it, and you'll have a hard time going back to an ICE vehicle, combustible engine vehicle, because you're just, the ease of use, it's basically like a cell phone on wheels. It's like going from, remember when you had your flip phone or your regular generic phone, and then you went to your smartphone, and then you've seen all the features and you can do basically almost anything on your smartphone. Can you imagine if they took that smartphone or your Apple phone away and basically gave you a regular flip phone that you didn't have any access to the internet? You couldn't do anything but basically call numbers or text people if you're lucky. That is the difference. So I know it seems weird, it seems strange, like nobody believes, there's all this negativity and hype about Teslas, but as you notice in the all the new vehicles, like Cadillac's coming out with an electric vehicle, the Hummer's coming out with an electric vehicle. It's going to be electric. The new Mustang Mach-E is electric. All the big automakers are now finally seeing the light, and they're too late. there's going to be so many electric vehicles coming out in the next couple years, because they realize finally that it's the future. And once people experience the EV, and especially a Tesla, it's going to be very, very hard for them to compete. They're just so far advanced, and there's so much. It's like they're trying to sell you a flip phone and you've already had an Apple phone. Can you imagine how hard that would be? That's what the automakers are doing right now, like Ford and Chevy and Chrysler, and even the European, even Honda and Hyundai. They're trying to get an EV, but they still have all these gas vehicles, and they still have all this money tied up into building gas vehicles. So they're going to build them as long as they can, but eventually it's going to bite them in the tail, because it's going to be a stranded asset. So try an EV. If you like this video, please crush the like button. And if you have any EV stuff that you want me to talk about, or if you have any questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll try to answer them. I try to read all the comments, and I try to respond to all the comments I can as quickly as possible. So thank you, and have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Later.